Hi, this is Drew Loker, and today we're going to learn how to track our typing progress in a spreadsheet. The good news is you've been using a spreadsheet, if you're in my class, already all semester long. We're going to use spreadsheets for a lot more than just organizing data. Please go to your classroom.google.com and then click on Typing Progress Tracker in a spreadsheet. If you do not see it, you may need to click on View More. First, open the instructions, and it will open a new tab with these details that I'm going to cover in this video tutorial. Click on Track Your Progress and go to the bookmark a little further down the page. Now, Typing.com offers some great achievement tracking and even offers the ability to print a certificate with options for employment purposes to give to a potential employer. But to give you a better picture over time and to help you learn about some fun ways to use a spreadsheet, we're going to create this simple tracking sheet. We're going to return to the Google Classroom and find the tab Typing Progress Assignment. We're going to click on Create. Once you have returned to your Google Classroom, we're going to click on the Create tab, and we will see a list, and this time we're going to use sheets. So far we've used docs and drawings. Docs was for your autobiography, and drawings for your greeting card and poster projects. This time we're going to use sheets. Once Google Classroom has created the document, we're going to click on that document. Now, if for some reason you have followed the directions and have created the assignment outside of Google Classroom and you need to link it to this assignment for grading purposes, you will click on the Add button and then go to Google Drive and then find that document. Now, once we have the assignment open, you'll notice that Google Classroom puts my name first, or your name first. This is good for the instructor, but not necessarily good for you, because as you open up tabs, you end up with a lot of documents that have your name out in front, and you can't tell exactly what it is that you're working on. So in this case right here, you can see I've got quite a few tabs open, and if each one started with Drew Loker, you wouldn't know one tab for them from another tab. So it is my recommendation to delete your name. Just cut it. That's a Control X. And place it at the end. I do need your name on your document. It does help for grading purposes. But it doesn't matter whether it's out in front or at the end for me. And having it at the end will help you. So we'll go ahead and hit the Enter key. And it'll accept that name change. Alright, now for your own purposes, though, you really don't need your file name. So when you're not in a computer class, you don't need to put your name. And you certainly always want to name your documents as very thoroughly as possible with lots of different descriptors so that you know what's inside that document. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is start with what is called a header row. But before we get started with it, just a few spreadsheet basics that you may not have already learned by working on your focus and exit answer sheet. Now, we have rows and we have columns. We have column A, B, and C, and then rows 1, 2, and 3. You can select an entire row or an entire column by clicking the letter designating or the number designating for that row or column. So the first thing I want you to do is to click in the very first cell, which we're going to reference by the number A1, the letter and the number A1. That is the very first cell. And we're going to type in the words test date. Now I'm going to hit the Tab key that's on the left-hand side of your keyboard, and that's going to move me to B1. You could also use the arrow key to navigate over. You could also click the mouse and make it go to the next cell. But if your hands are already on the keyboard, you would want to continue typing or continue using your hands on the keyboard. And then we're going to type in length, tab, WPM for words per minute, tab. You can see why that tab key is very, very useful. And then we're going to type in accuracy, tab, average speed, and tab, and average accuracy. And then we're going to hit the enter key. Now the next thing we're going to do is freeze a row and a column. Actually, in this particular exercise, we just need to freeze a row. So just above the row 1, is a darker bar. And when you hover right over the top of it, you'll notice that it turns blue. And that means it's ready to be grabbed. So I'm going to grab that and pull it down, and what it does is it's going to freeze that first row so that as I scroll down and I enter my test date and my information for the different details here, then that row 1 will not move. I'm also going to click on row 1 and I'm going to make it bold by doing a Control B. I could also touch or click the letter B right here, and you'll notice that when I hover over it, it says bold Control B. So we always want to learn those keyboard commands for test purposes and also to make you a super fast computer user. All right, so that's all there is to it at this point. Now what I want you to do is to enter your data, and as you test each day, I do want you to record your data. The average speed and average accuracy will come from the top of your profile. You'll use the last 30 days as your benchmark. Now, when I run a report, I will use the last 7 days starting today. Now, there's one other detail that we can do, and this is a helpful strategy to center justify our columns A through F. And we're going to click from A and drag over to F. And we're going to click on the alignment right there. If we hover over it, you'll see that there are 3 options right here, and we want to choose the center one. And we could also do a Control-Shift-E to do that. Control-Shift-L is left justify, Control-Shift-R is right justify, and Control-Shift-E, of course, we learned that initially in the autobiography, and then we've learned it again with our poster 1 and 2 and greeting cards. All right, so that's it for now. And we're going to create some other spreadsheets, but if you'll go get your typing data from today's test and go ahead and enter that. All right, so I just finished a 1-minute typing test, and I did 62 words per minute with a 98% accuracy. Remember, we are gearing up to do your grade period test in just the next few days. So I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet now. And we're going to type in that data from today. So we're going to type in 3/17 for the date. We did a 1-minute test. My words per minute was 62. Accuracy was a 98%. Now my average speed and average accuracy is going to come back from the top of that document up here where it shows an average speed of 60 words per minute and average accuracy of 98%. So we're going to go type in 60 and 98 for those 2 numbers right there. And that's it. And then tomorrow I would log another test result for 3/18 and 19 and so on during the course of the week. All right, have some fun with this, and we're going to do some charting after we do a few days of test.